Hello, my friend. My name's Lily. Welcome to my channel, Lily Bird Time. When you think of Mexico, the first things that come to mind is good food and rich culture. The special cenotes, white sand beaches, attract hundreds and thousands of tourists come to this country. I love Mexico. Recently, my family and I spent 2 weeks in 3 cities in Yucatan region in Mexico. The trip helped me gain an in-depth understanding of Mexican custom and culture. This video describes 14 surprising facts about Mexico that surprised me. I hope you find it interesting. Let's begin. Tap water in Mexico is generally not safe to drink. Pretty much everyone drinks filtered or bottled water instead. Most Mexicans buy water in 5-gallon jugs which are delivered to their homes. Some families may have a water filter installed in their homes. Residents in Mexico may brush their teeth with tap water, but they will rinse and spit, careful not to swallow. As a tourist, you may want to use the bottled water to brush your teeth, and do try to remember to keep your mouth shut when you shower. Mexicans love Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola rose to popularity in Mexico starting in the 1960s. It started booming in popularity in 1970. Based on information of a Business Insider, the average Mexican drinks more than 700 cups of Coca-Cola a year, nearly double what Americans drink. Coca-Cola is very accessible in Mexico. In some parts of Mexico, it was cheaper and easier to find Coca-Cola than clean drinking water. The custom in Mexico is to throw your toilet paper in the garbage bin when using the bathroom, not the bowl because of the old and narrow local plumbing systems. In Merida, we did run into a plumbing issue even though we didn't throw toilet paper in the toilet bowl. Luckily, our Airbnb host quickly came over to have the water pump fixed. Paying to use a bathroom in Mexico. This is usually in public areas, such as parks, museums, and tourist sites. Normally, there's a lady sit outside the bathroom collecting fees before allowing you to go in. It costs 5 pesos or 10 pesos per person. We have learned to keep small changes in the pocket for the toilet funds. We spent 2 weeks in Yucatan, Mexico. We didn't rent a vehicle, but taking taxis or public transit to get around. It has been found out that taxis in these areas do not have meters. By reading other articles, we learned how to communicate with the driver on the price. Normally, we stand by the window and give the written destination address to the driver, agree on a price with the driver before getting in. Once the price is agreed, it will be honored. It is a pain in the butt at the beginning, but after 4 or 5 days in Mexico, we get used to it.
It's I love you, Canadá.
Yeah.
Vacation is febrero 21.
Mexican pharmacies sell a variety of drugs. You can buy most drugs and medications, including antibiotics such as penicillin or amoxicillin, over the counter without a prescription. In Playa del Carmen and Merida, we bought a box of amoxicillin at 246 pesos and 1 box of ivermectin with 4 pills at 165 pesos over the counter. Easy transaction. In Mexico, alcohol is sold in grocery store, not liquor store. All of the supermarkets stock extensive range of beer, wine, liquor, and tobacco. You will find beer in Walmart too. Please be aware, open alcohol containers in public is illegal in Mexico. You may face a fine or time in jail. Tourist attractions are not free to visit in Mexico. In Yucatan, Mexico, there are a lot to explore. Jungles, tropical rainforest, ancient Mayan ruins, cenotes. All of the popular sites charge admission fees. The fees are from $15 to $100. Nothing is free. Make sure to add this budget to your travel estimation. Before we went to Mexico, we need to exchange some Mexican pesos. Someone suggested not to bring 500 Mexican peso note because the note is too large and no vendor would take them. However, when we are in Mexico, it is found that 500 Mexican peso note did not scare vendors away. Due to inflation, price of everything has gone up. 500 Mexican pesos note is not a large note anymore. Quinta Avenue in Playa del Carmen is one of the main attractions for tourists. Most of the action happens on 5th Avenue's 3-mile stretch of a pedestrian walkway called Quinta Avenida. Nice beach and stunning avenues. 5th Avenue is full of gorgeous coffee shops, restaurants, and shops with souvenirs, street performers, hotels, hostels, condominiums, and bars, making it one of the best nightlife spots in the city. The avenue is open 24 hours. That is, the city never sleeps. They do check on you, especially at the bus station and the beaches. Always carry the passport with you in Mexico. When we were in Playa del Carmen, Mexican immigration authorities approached us requesting both passport and entry permit. Luckily, we didn't run into any trouble. In Mexico, there is a value-added tax of 16% called VAT. The tax applies to the purchase of most items. Often this tax is included in the total cost of restaurant bills. But for some retails in Yucatan, I saw this VAT added onto the bottom of sales receipts. It is found out that WhatsApp is widely used in Mexico. During the time when we were in Mexico, we used WhatsApp to communicate with our Airbnb hosts and talk to taxi drivers. Very handy. According to a survey in 2022, WhatsApp was the most popular social media platform in Mexico. 87.9% people use WhatsApp to connect each other. Facebook ranked the second. Surprise, surprise! One of the world's most famous dishes, Caesar salad, was invented in Mexico in the early 1920s. The dish was invented by Cesar Cardini, an Italian chef who owned a restaurant in Tijuana, Mexico. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.